If you've ever wondered how much it really costs to study a master's degree in the US, then this is the video for you. How's it going? My name is Kieran. I came to the US as an international student athlete, and now I work as an engineer for a Fortune 500 company. According to PayScale, which is a salary data website, the median annual salary for a person with a master's in engineering is about $100,000 in 2022. Compare that to a bachelor's degree, which is $87,000. Now, of course, there's other factors that affect this, like work experience and your specific engineering discipline, but generally, a master's degree earns you a higher salary. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how much it will cost to study a master's degree in the US. So I studied my master's in engineering a couple of years ago, and I'm going to be breaking that down. So how I'm going to do it in this video is I'm going to split the cost up into the major things that I paid for, like groceries, housing, and of course tuition. All of these costs are going to vary depending on which university you go to, what degree you're studying. But in addition to breaking down the costs in this video, I'm going to show you how you can research these costs for your personal circumstance. Now, the time frame I'm going to break this down in is not the entire calendar year. I'm actually going to break it over the academic year. So in the US, the academic year usually starts in August, which is considered the fall semester, and this will go until December. And then you have the spring semester, which starts in January and goes until about May. So I'm going to skip the summer months and only consider the 9 months which make up the calendar year. So the very first thing that we should discuss is tuition. So we can find tuition really easily just by Googling our degree and the school that we want to go to or are interested in. I did my master's at West Virginia University. So let's give it a quick Google and see what we can find. So WVU Engineering Master's Tuition, I already searched this up. And then we'll go to WVU Morgantown on campus, graduate and professional. And then we can find engineering. So we see that a graduate non-resident student is going to pay a total of $15,957 for one semester. So that means over the entire academic year, you're going to look at, just over $31,000 in tuition. Now, of course, this will be different if you enroll during the summer, but remember, I'm only considering fall and spring semester, which generally makes up the entire academic year. And you can do this for any school. Just search the university and search the degree. The next thing I want to talk about is rent or housing. So when it comes to studying at a university, there's generally two categories for housing. The first one is off-campus housing, and then the other is on-campus housing. The only difference really is that on-campus housing is affiliated with the university, and then off-campus housing is not affiliated. I mean, you can Google the differences, but from what I experienced, on campus is generally closer to campus and has pretty good amenities, whereas off campus is pretty wishy-washy. Like, you'll have good amenities if you pay for the good amenities, but if you don't want any amenities, it's often cheaper as well to go with the off-campus option. So on campus is a popular option for undergraduate students, but during my experience, master's students generally stay off campus because it does turn out to be cheaper. When I was doing my master's a couple of years ago at West Virginia University, I paid about $800 in base rent, and on top of that, with like utilities and amenities fees, it probably went up to $900 a month, which in the grand scheme of things is quite cheap, but you should also look at where West Virginia stands in the ranking of cost of living. So $900 a month over the course of the academic year is going to amount to $10,800 for rent. Next is groceries, and once again, this is going to vary. I chose a big budget actually of $100 a week, and no one's probably going to spend $100 a week unless they have a family or are living with a significant other. The reason why I put $100 is on top of your groceries, you're probably going to go out to the bar or go out and eat with your friends, and sometimes you're just going to have takeaway, and that's the way it's going to go. And so I made it $100 to have that buffer. So $100 a week for the entire academic year is going to put you at about $3,600 for groceries / food. Now, the next cost, which you may be surprised with, is health insurance. So if you're an international student, especially, you must have health insurance. If you're a resident of the US, you're probably under your parents' insurance, so you may not have to worry about this. But if you are over 25, or if you're coming as an international student, you need to pay or have health insurance coverage. Now, health insurance will be handled differently from university to university. In my case, at West Virginia University, there was a preferred partner, so I got the health insurance through the preferred partner. I know at other schools, like the University of Texas, their health insurance is actually included in the tuition. So it's a non-negotiable and you'll be paying it in your tuition. I mentioned at West Virginia, I went through a preferred partner. There's no reason why you can't get health insurance that's not associated with the university. That's just the path I took. So the total cost for health insurance for me was $2,712 for 9 months of coverage. So those are the major costs I affiliated with studying a master's degree in the US. I mean, if you have a car, this is going to be different, of course, and if you have an internship in the summer, it's going to help mitigate these costs. That's why I kept summer out of it. In total, $46,326 for one academic year. And generally, master's students are done in 1.5 to 2 years of studying. Now, I know what you're thinking. Kieran, you're either a massive baller or you're in massive debt. I am very lucky to have the opportunity to study a master's in the US. Additionally, I'm grateful that I actually had a graduate research assistant position that covered my entire tuition and a stipend which covered my groceries and my living costs. So I actually didn't pay anything for my master's. In fact, I got paid to do my master's. Yeah, so that was great. And I knew that before going in. If you want me to talk about that in detail, I can definitely do another video, but that's all I had for today. I really just wanted to cover the costs and share my experience about studying in the US. If you're an international student, good luck on your journey in the US, and until next time.